Hello team, it's been ages, hasn't it? Right, my hand has been forced. My car is broken down. It's a VW Touran 1.6 TDI with the DSG, which is dual select gearbox, or dual shift gearbox, which means it has two clutches in it as opposed to a torque converter from a normal automatic gearbox. So technically it's two gearboxes bolted together with two clutches. Now, VW here in the UK say you don't change the oil on them. They're sealed units. You just don't change the oil. That's fine. The rest of the world, mind you, say change the oil every 40,000 miles, which is quite a procedure in itself. That's probably why VW don't want to do this for you. I think they do offer the service, but they don't recommend it. Sort of thing. Anyway, let's not get bogged down with the politics of VAG, Volkswagen Audi Group. Okay, yes, I am fittish and well. I've been up and down. I've had a lot of ups and downs over the last year. I've not really posted much content. I finally had a diagnosis, but it's still ongoing to see what part of the diagnosis it is exactly, which is lupus. So it's a rheumatoidal arthritic autoimmune condition. Just Google it; it's a lot quicker. Anyway, that's one reason why I've not been on, because of pain and things like that. Anyway, no sympathy required. I'm dealing with it, so that's that. Okay, so back to this Touran. Yeah, the two clutches are basically, I've done a lot of homework on the subject. Let's go back to prices first. VW or subsidiaries of or other garages, they stipulate sort of £2,500 to fix the accumulator pump, which is basically a hydraulic pump with two hydraulic rams which locate in the gear forks, gear select forks, and they obviously, when you change gear, the hydraulic pump works and it selects whichever gear the gearbox wants automatically. So it's quite a little complex unit, this what do you call it? It'll come to me in a second. Yeah, so basically there is a VW design flaw in the housing of this I forgot the name of it. It will come to me. So yes, the housing cracks and allows hydraulic fluid to leak out, therefore no pressure to push the two actuating rams, therefore no gears. Basically, there is a repair kit that you can get. It's a stainless steel insert, so you take off the mechatronic unit. You're shouting at me, weren't you? Mechatronic unit off the side of the gearbox, and inside this, it's got like a little sump on there. So you take the sump off, and there you see all the internal workings of this pump, including the accumulator, which is basically a pressure vessel. So, long story short, the pressure vessel screws into the aluminium housing of the case of the mechatronic unit itself, but where the aluminium goes is cast, and then they've threaded it, and then they've screwed this accumulator into the body of this aluminium part. The pressure is so great that it, over time, it can break the housing. It cracks off, it splinters off, therefore all the green hydraulic fluid leaks out. Right, that's enough science nonsense. Basically, this new accumulator has a stainless steel cup which you bolt in, and then you just screw this new accumulator into it, so it eradicates, so it gets rid of that problem, too thin part of the other mechatronic housing. Right, that said, the other weak side of the gearbox is clutch plates, and the other side of the weak gearbox is the selector fork arms. the little arms that go up and select which gear automatically. At either end there are little bearings. It's basically, if you imagine a bearing wrapped around your little finger with small ball bearings either side, that's basically what the arms slide up and down in. Now they fail. Now I'm guessing that they fail due to contaminants in the oil that you're supposed to change every 40,000 miles. My car had done 43 when I purchased it on hire purchase a couple of years ago. I've now done 53 in it, and I pulled up in a car park, went to put it into reverse, and there was a horrible grindy noise. Luckily I do have the VDCS or VCDS on my laptop, which is the VAG diagnostic program. It's the light version, so it's free. Anyone can download this free version onto your phone or laptop or whatever, and diagnose whatever, see what the faults are. So I did that, and it come up with a fault code 073, I think it was, or 072, and that's basically inability to select reverse gear and sixth gear, so it's on the same shaft. So basically something's wrong with this shaft. It's stuck. Now, a reconditioned gearbox, you can't buy a new one. A reconditioned box fitted, you're looking thinking of sort of £5,000, sort of 4.8, something like that, across the board. So you got a choice. You've got £2.5 grand if it's the accumulator pump, or £5 grand just to change the whole shoot and caboodle. Right, I'm going to pause it there because I need a sip of brew. That'd be breakfast too. So dilemma is, I'm not flush with cash. I'm a simple man that likes to repair things if I can myself, hence Easy Restorations. Thank you and welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, please like and subscribe, because somehow I might be able to make 5p off it in a year or something or other. I don't know. Anyway, welcome along. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to repair my DSG gearbox myself. Yes, you're mad easy, you're throwing away good money after bad, which I haven't really got, but I'm going to do it in stages. Now, the reason I am going to attack this myself is because I've done a lot of homework. I've watched a few YouTube videos. Yes, you're mad easy, get it done by the professional. There's a lot of protocols you have to follow. There are a lot of, things that have to be absolutely specific, and DIY Joe in his shed just can't do that. When I say bollocks to that, I'm going to have a go with it. The clutches are basic. I was told that the clutches, there are 2 of them, and they are £900 each to replace. What utter crap. You get a kit and it's 350 quid or something like that, and basically it's a what I could only describe as a motorcycle clutch. Therein that they are wet clutches, so they are in the transmission fluid. So and having looked at I say a couple of certain videos, one clutch is small and it sits inside the larger clutch, so it's only about yay big sort of thing, and it's got your steel rings and your abrasive plates, steel ring, plate, steel plate in the. So I've done many clutches on motorcycles, so therefore that doesn't really pose an awful problem to me. So that's something I can definitely do. Removing the gearbox from the car is going to be tricky with my condition, but I have many jacks and products to help me and to assist. I have a pipe and fitting that you place on the bottom of the gearbox to repump the oil back into the vehicle. I know the temperature of the gearbox needs to be between 35 and 40 degrees for it to get an accurate level of the oil in there. So I know about all that stuff. The accumulator pump is in my eyes pretty straightforward to do, so I am going to attempt to do the clutch, the gearbox bearings and the accumulator pump mechatronic unit. Yes, I am completely mad, but I'm forced into this situation because I am not loaded with money. I can't go and spend stupid cash on this thing. And with that being said, it is a tricky one, and like I say, with lupus, it's not highly recommended, or with any physical disability, it's not really highly recommended. Okay, so yeah, mechatronic unit and gaskets is about 300 quid. The clutch plates 350, that's 600, 6,500 quid. Bearings for the gearbox, £15 each, of which there are 2. So you're looking at about £100. I think 700 quid. Then you've got the oil, the gearbox oil. The accumulator kit comes with its own hydraulic oil. There's a litre of that, that's fine. And I think you need 5 litres of this specialist VW gearbox oil, which is probably just motorcycle gearbox oil, but I'm going to put the VAG stuff in, so don't panic, guys. Am I stupid at trying to attempt this? I don't think so, because I like to, if things get put together, they can come apart again. But as with everything, knowledge is key, isn't it? Knowledge is power. I will be doing a video of this is the start, the first of a series of how to do this. Do I recommend doing this yourself? No, absolutely not. If you've got the money, then get it done by an experienced professional. But I'm hoping to save myself between £2,000 and £4,000 by having a go at doing it myself. I've got nothing to lose. I still owe 3,700 in HP payments on the car. I have phoned up my HP company and told them the thing, and they said we can take the car back and write off your debt. That's not a problem. But, and there's always a but, guys, isn't there? In order for this to happen, they need to take the vehicle back, write off the debt, sort the paperwork out, dot the I's across the T's, everyone's happy. Then they have to fix the car. Then they will bill me for fixing the car, which will be skyward of £5,000. I wouldn't imagine. I would imagine. So I will still have that £5,000 debt over my head with no vehicle. So logic for me, hopefully my capabilities will enable me to do such a thing. So first things first, I am going to lift the bonnet up, get the car on a fairly levelish surface, which is paramount to the gearbox oil, and just start taking off ancillaries like, you know, the MAF sensor or the airbox system, get that out of the way, nose everything down. I really didn't want to disconnect the battery, but for security purposes, because once the battery's off, you can't lock the vehicle afterwards. It might dry up. I suppose you could. Yeah, if I lock the car electronically and then disconnect the battery, I want to be able to use the key on the driver's door, wouldn't I? That's the thing. Right, I'm thinking about it already, aren't I? Anyway, guys, I hope you follow the series. Like I said, hit a like and subscribe. I may even go down the Patreon route for this series, just simply because every penny is going to help. I'm selling things in my house to get the money up together to be able to buy the parts as and when I can afford them, which is how it goes, isn't it? It's life. It's what it is. So yeah, you know, life has sent me a few curveballs in this last year, like I say, but chin up, dealt with them, or dealing with them. Then the gearbox went, fridge went, dropped my phone, broke the screen, you name it, it's happened. But anyway, chin up, guys. Wish me luck. I am stupid, probably, and it will all end in tears, but there is no reason in my mind why I can't attempt this thing. There is a specialist tool required once the gearbox is out and the mechatronic unit's off to split the two casings apart. I have seen a guy on online that makes up a little bracket and some threaded stud, and he makes his own sort of separation tool, if you like, because to remove one half of the clamshell, you literally have to push down on a bearing, which is a press fit on the main shaft on the two gearbox housings. So basically, you've got a pin in each side, and it's held in both ends with this compressed in bearings. But once that's split, take the cover off, complete paraffin, clean the engine out, absolutely the gearbox out, beg your pardon, and go from there. So luckily, VW in their infinite wisdom have installed, this is going to tickle you, three no less, magnets inside the gearbox. I wonder why that's for. So yes, when I bought the car, I was aware of the DSG issues. It had done very low mileage. I asked VW about the oil change of the gearbox. No, don't need it, Mr. Eads. It's a seal box for life. I kind of question that, because being, a DIY engineer, if you like, mechanically, well, I'm actually mechanic, electrician stroke human, it didn't make any sense not to change the oil. Things get contaminated. When I found out that the DSG is actually two wet clutches, it completely changed my mind, and then clonk, it failed. So taking that all into consideration, it's shame on you, VW, in this country, in the UK. For one, the thin housing should have been a factory recall, guys, shouldn't it? Should have been a factory recall. But obviously, those guys at the top of the tree probably said, well, let's leave it, and when they fail, then we'll do that for them as and when they fail. Hopefully it'll be out of warranty, and then we'll knacker them with big hefty repair bills. But the DSG gearbox isn't all bad, and I say that with confidence after doing homework, lots and lots of homework. I mean weeks and weeks of homework. Mechanics run the other way. As soon as you mention DSG gearbox in this country, mechanics run the other way, unless they're specialists. Hats off to you guys for doing what you do. Top services. It's just the money side of things. That's why I'm forced to do it myself, or have a go at doing it myself. There are people that regularly change their oil every 40,000 miles, gearbox oil and the hydraulic fluid and things, and just check it, change that accumulator pump for the upgraded thing. And once that's done, and if you keep the maintenance, beg my pardon for my stuttering, it's other things I suffer from. Let's hope I don't stutter on the gearbox, eh? So yes, there are DSG gearboxes that have had an absolute trouble-free life, in excess of 250,000 miles, still going strong, no problems whatsoever. So DSG gearboxes technically are fantastic in my mind, but they almost certainly 100% need maintenance. It's like anything in life, isn't it? Look, you get out what you put in, literally fresh oil. So don't be put off if you have a DSG gearbox that's failing or making noise or juddering. Juddering, incidentally, is a sign that the gearbox selector fork bearings are wearing. On reverse and takeoff, when they start to hold their revs and not change up to the next gear, that is the accumulator pump losing pressure. So they're basically the two things that fail on these gearboxes. For God's sake, VW, service the cars at 40,000 miles and get that blooming oil changed, because it needs to be changed. Anyway, I've got off my soapbox. Winston, quality control, is there by my side as usual. And yeah, I need to go and get dressed. Sod it, I'm going to wear this and get my spanners out I don't know, really. Anyway, hope you enjoy the series. Like I say, any help from you guys will be fantastic. Comment down below whether you think I'm an absolute nutcase and it's impossible, or cheer me on, whichever way. Anyway, take care. Big hugs to everybody, especially the subscribers that I talk to regularly. And yeah, keep your tongue out. Oh baby, there's the Bergman.